Welcome back to the show. It is Wednesday, December 14th, day 7 of our event window. We've been waiting a week now to get competition underway. Finally, the first round hits the water, and right now we've got a couple of former Pipe Masters champions fighting it out. But, well, he needs to get a good start on the rivals that he has in this heat in order to get through, because they're two of the best at this location. Here's Stewie now.
Wow, Stewie Kennedy. Just quietly, Ronnie, I think this is one of the sneaky best heats of the day. You look at those names, Joel, Stewie, Jeremy, all these guys kind of light up these rights, and right on cue there, Stewie getting a nice start.
So didn't have a full-time spot on the schedule, but with a couple of major injuries to Championship Tour competitors at the end of last season.
He's going to bring it next year.
Well, Stu Kennedy had a 5 on his first wave. I think the judges are expecting something special because it was a pretty dynamic ride, but he's kicked off his second wave with a super big fin drift. And now he's rolling on through to this inside. And, well, he tags that end section, but just gets slapped down. Here's Flores. Beautiful float into a layback jam on the foam. And rides on out.
But as we saw from P-Mal earlier, it does take a lot of energy. And here we go, quick little barrel, and you'd expect that from Jeremy. Out of these three guys in a lineup, you know that Jeremy would be the one to find a barrel. He's got that little bit of savviness. He knows this reef as good as anyone. Great combination of maneuvers there. I mean, he just added a little bit of everything on that wave. So Jeremy, he's going to have the best score so far in his heat, I'm thinking.
And way to dial back the scale from the judges, because Stu's first wave was pretty decent. In any other heat this morning, it might have gone a lot higher. But a former Pipe Masters champ going the runaround and quickly adjusted his game plan.
It is pretty much low tide for the rest of the day, you know, minimal slack tide. So, you know, it definitely does not look like it's lacking any speed. He's always flying on those boards.
Looking really sharp out here at the moment. But
hitting each maneuver perfectly, but getting the job done. Nice barrel, though. You can't complain about the barrel. Right there, a little under the lip snap. So, you know, he got there just a little late, too late to get to the lip. I like the floater. Perfectly planted, got a lot of speed, and then just taking care of that little closeout reentry. That whitewash was fluffy, it wasn't coming back at him, so I like that Jeremy gauged that, and he really took it easy on that layback snap. Reeled
in a little bit on that last turn, but a 7.83 is a solid number.
His style is timeless, and then you combine that with his power, forget about it.
Well, here he goes on his first wave in the 2016 edition of the Billabong Pipe Masters, in memory of his best friend Andy Irons, and Joel just still showing that beautiful style, and he gets an aggressive layback jam on the end section there.
I love that conversation. I always feel like every wave has a number on it, and can you produce? And so for this wave, you'd say, okay, it's kind of a funky wave, maybe there's a 7.5 on it. And Joel surfing at it, you know, almost 100%. Maybe he left a half a point or so. We'll see what the judges think.
Well, I think Joel's getting to that point in his career too, Ross, where maybe he doesn't have necessarily that big individual explosive maneuver like a Felipe or a Medina or a Florence that can fetch you that near perfect ride. But what he does have is some of the best wave knowledge on the Championship Tour and the ability to vary up his maneuvers, and I think show the judges impeccable flow.
Yeah, the flow is, I mean, that was the perfect example of flow right there and how you produce it.
He rebuilt himself, and he got super fit. We'll come back to that in a moment. We've got Jeremy Flores up, and he was only looking for a 1.17 there, so potentially could have just squeezed one move and at least seized the lead at this point. 11.5 minutes to go, and some movement out here at the moment. We've got Stuart Kennedy trying to get rid of a 4 and put an excellent number up, because he's just falling short with those big points at the moment. There's a huge frontside float, and he wisely ejects out of that maneuver. That was a big drop on the flat water. Stewie looks okay, his board's still in one piece. So even though it's not barreling, still pretty treacherous on that inside as Jeremy tries to attack an end section. It is just such turbulent water there to try and stick those moves. Let's see if Joel Parkinson can put up a good second score. He opts to kick out.
So he's got some work to do, Ronnie. He's going to paddle back out through pipe, little channel over here. He's going to avoid the current, and he'll have to sit up for a moment and put his jersey back on. Now watch the free fall. Opening carve, nice. Good flow. Had to go right back up to the roof, so now he's looking for his landing strip. He's going to free fall and wisely said, nah, I'm over it. You know, just a 5'7" surfboard. That's a sci-fi model. You know, it's not a ton of foam under his feet. And that is what you call pressing the eject button right there. Trying to avoid injury. And a wild wipeout behind him from Jeremy Flores. We saw him waving around, so not sure if his board got buckled or what, but he's also running back out. So looks like he's not injured.
The boys were definitely grimacing though, but I think Jeremy's just changed up his equipment, so he might have buckled his board trying to hit that end section. 8.5 minutes to go. Joel Parkinson left out the back for a moment, and he has an opportunity here, but he's going to get caught behind. He's going to have to fight hard for another opportunity. He is with priority, but meanwhile, Stu Kennedy, live action. He is chasing the lead here. Just holds on that rail through that first turn. Banking once again, this time sliding the tail, mixing things up. Stewie leading this heat, trying to get rid of a 4 to increase his lead. Did he do it there, Ross?
On that maneuver on the wave prior, so hopefully it's not too serious.
A rib injury can be super painful and debilitating, but we'll see how he recovers in the final stages as Jeremy just looks to track down that 1.17 to get into the lead. And that's the funny thing about pipe, 1.17s look completely different. So with just under a minute to go, we'll focus on Joel Parkinson. He doesn't need much to get out in front. And here he goes. A nice little wall, it's a clean face. He's got to get some damage done. Chasing a 2.33, the wave fades out and Joel shrugs in disgust. Well, Stu Kennedy grovelling at the moment, just really struggling. He's going to get some assistance to get back up to the medical team, but he got a 3.43 on his last wave, so he didn't increase his lead, and that means that Jeremy Flores still only needs a 1.17 from that small left-hander that he had. It's not a given, but we do have some movement in the lineup still out there, and Jeremy just bashing that oncoming section, and he's still hanging on. Did he get the completion there, Ross?
Wow, so sketchy. You know, he rode out in front of it, but it was never really standing up tall and proud. It was always kind of fishing the board back underneath him. So 1.17, you know, he still may have gotten on that little left-hander. It's a micro score. He should get it.
Well, he's got a little bit of injury. He said it's not real good, but it's not real bad. But he's going to be uncomfortable, but he said he'll be able to surf. They're going to go give it a look. It's a bit of a hip injury, kind of compressed, and so he's going to go get it iced up and get it worked on, get back up to the medical tent.
Thank you, Strato. Well, the bad news for Stu Kennedy is Jeremy Flores needed a 1.17 on his last wave, and guess what? He got a 1.17. So he took the lead. He's checking on his buddy. That's the first priority for these competitors.
Yeah, class act from Jeremy. And it's a good thing he had a couple little quick snaps on that left, because it looks like he's not going to get the completion, the credit from the judges on that last right.
So it was the left-hander that did it for Jeremy Flores, a 1.17. We still need a score to come through for Joel Parkinson, now looking for a 2.34 to get the lead. And at this stage, it looks like Joel is going to fall short of that required number. He had a 1.47. He also picked up another wave. We're just waiting for that last ride to come through for Joel. But Jeremy's looking pretty happy at the moment, and it looks like Jeremy will be moving through to round 3. Parker and Stu Kennedy eliminated and into the second round.